Ramadan Challenge. Пособие о правильной трансформации в священный месяц.
Assalamu alaikum. What is Tayyab? To get started, I just download the mobile app from the App Store or Play Market. Register using my mobile phone number. I can issue a digital card right away or can order a plastic card to my house. I get instant notification with every transaction, and I can withdraw cash at any ATM in the world, no matter if I'm in Shymkent, Dubai, or Istanbul. I can transfer money to family and friends in seconds and make conversions in 4 currencies right in the app. But the most important thing for me is that Tayyab is halal because it is fully compliant with Sharia norms and is certified by the International Sharia Council. No interest is charged on my card balances and my money is not used for loans. Tayyab is more than a financial service. It supports my lifestyle. With it, I can easily find the nearest mosque or namaz khan, determine the direction of the Qibla, and perform namaz. Also, I can find the nearest halal cafe. I love my lifestyle and Tayyab makes my life more convenient. Tayyab is your digital Islamic financial service. Whoever stands praying in the month of Ramadan with faith and expectation of reward will have his previous sins forgiven. Assalamu alaikum, Ustaz. Walaikum salam, Damir. Yes, I have questions for you. What is Taraweeh Namaz and why should you recite Taraweeh Namaz during the month of Ramadan? Fundamentally, Taraweeh Namaz is namaz translated from Arabic as namaz of rest. That is, Taraweeh Namaz consists of 20 rakats. But after every 4th rakat, we are welcome to rest. Resting a little, reading tasbih. Even in some countries, after every 4th rakat, tea is distributed. Coffee is distributed. It's as if people are resting. That is the namaz of rest. That is namaz that is read unhurriedly, gradually, so that people get pleasure from this namaz, yes. Why is it recited in Ramadan? Because according to our hadith from our Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, he who does Ramadan with faith and hope that Allah will forgive him all his previous sins. That is why the recitation of Ramadan is very important. There are different opinions of scholars regarding the Taraweeh Namaz. One of the opinions is that Taraweeh Namaz is a sunnah muakkada. Sunnah muakkada is a strong sunnah, a sunnah that must be constantly performed. That is, skipping this namaz without a valid reason is a sin. But one of the last great scholars, Kamal ibn al-Humam, that is a Hanafi scholar, said that not all 20 rakats of the Sunnah Muakkada and the rest are mustahab is desirable. In this case, if a person is in a hurry to go somewhere, or for example, in our time of Ramadan, we also continue to work, and one wants to go home early, then some Muslims may perform 8 rakats of the Sunnah Muakkada, and then 12 separate rakats at home to make up for them. But it is preferable to perform all 20 rakats, of course. So to perform at least 8 rakats, at least, yes, it is important. That's how you can say it's mandatory. It is almost mandatory, almost. I mean, the Sunnah Muakkada, it's very close to Wajiba. Wajiba is mandatory, yes. Great. About Taraweeh Namaz, is it better to perform it in a mosque collectively or at home? Yes, of course. Taraweeh Namaz is namaz which is performed only in Ramadan. In Ramadan, it is performed precisely in a mosque. So if there is an opportunity and the mosque is open, for example, in previous years we had a pandemic, in those cases we would read it at home. But since it is possible to go to the mosque and the mosque is open, of course, Muslims need to gather at the mosque to read Taraweeh Namaz. The more people that gather for public prayer, the greater the reward. Yes, the greater the reward. Then just the same, when we gather in a mosque. Damir, you probably experienced this feeling of unity with Muslims yourself, a feeling of purification, as if we were moving together. Even after namaz, everyone greets and congratulates each other, so that Allah will accept their namaz. Strangers, in fact, become close friends, and this is nice. This is the basis of Islam, that unity, so that we show exactly our unity. Basically, with regard to Taraweeh Namaz, and its main task for men is to read it in mosques. It is therefore advisable. I advise, if a man's physical health allows it, if time allows it, then of course read it in a mosque with jamagat. Great. Please give us more details about how we should perform Taraweeh Namaz both for men and women. Taraweeh Namaz is basically the same for men and women. That is 20 rakats, yes. At this point, exactly in mosques in our country, this form of reading Taraweeh Namaz is used. 20 rakats read by 2 rakats. That is, you get 2 rakats 10 times. In those cases where a woman reads at home and did not go to the mosque because the best prayer for women is to read at home. If she did not go to the mosque and she reads at home, then my advice would be to read 4 rakats at a time, which is about the same as the sunnah before Jurah namaz. So we read Fatiha in every rakat, then a shura after it. And after the second rakat, we read tahiyyat, but during Taraweeh, it is necessary to add salawat, then dua. Then there is only salim left to give, but we do not give salim. We stand on the third rakat. This is how we read Taraweeh Namaz 5 times 4. It is much easier to be read at home for women.
То есть 5 раз по 4. Так намного проще именно читать дома, именно, ну и для женщины проще, да.
I have a question for you. How do you perform Vitr Namaz? Vitr Namaz in Ramadan is performed by Jamagat. The only time when Vitr Namaz is performed by Jamagat, performed with Muslims, is during Ramadan only. Vitr Namaz even has the name Vitr, meaning an odd number. Vitr Namaz as a minimum in our Hanafi mashlab of 3 rakats, and Vitr Namaz after Taraweeh is performed just the same by Jamagat. Vitr Namaz, as you know, is an odd number, so it means 3, a minimum of 3, 2 rakat reads, a surah is read after Fatiha, then after the second rakat, tahiyyat, we stand on the third rakat, we also read Fatiha. The imam reads the surah, and after the surah, the imam says takbir. The main thing here is not to be confused. Sometimes Muslims get confused and go into the hand in a lap bow. Takbir is exactly for dua kunut, that is, you need to raise your hands to the level of your ears and then read dua kunut to yourself. Is this the third rakat? Yes, it is the third rakat after surah, Fatih, surah, and then surah. Here, in this case, it is necessary for every Muslim to know the dua kunut, if possible, because the dua kunut is very strong in meaning. The reward for reading dua kunut is also strong, because reading dua kunut in namaz is obligatory. Its omission makes the namaz incomplete. So if a person does not know dua kunut, in place of it, according to some scholars, it is possible to read Surah Fatih, also a very strong dua, or read dua, that is,
Или либо ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار.
O Lord, give us good in this life. This dua should be said 3 times in the case that someone does not know the dua of kunut. Next, we put our hands on our waist, bow, and onward as well. And after salam, yes. After salam, we usually do zikr in the mosque to the imam. Zikr is also an action that is desirable, optional, but we know that there is a reward for zikr. He who recites the ayah after the obligatory namaz, he is promised paradise. He is promised a home in paradise, etc. There are very many accounts of the great reward that goes for the zikr in the mosque. Great.